Decided to rock up on here. Just see what's going on. Paste that. Does it make sense to... Nope. Gotta do it through here. Pin it through as such. And then I guess see what happens. This is water mixed with some power stuff. I had a bit earlier tonight. There's a little bit in here, but it's nothing too insane. I have like 1 more hour, maybe 2, depending on where the night goes. With to me, but this is the only thing I'm going to have. Because fuck all that. I'm going to give it a test. Not bad. Could use a little bit more limit, but not bad. So I figured to hop on here to go through my grievances and stuff. So about maybe a month's more time. I've been kind of enjoying like working and doing smaller stuff. And I'm enjoying it, but at the same time I understand that, like kind of like in a not necessarily a tight spot, but it's like it's more of like a mental thing, if that makes sense. So it's like well, it's the best thing for you is to do this and that. And I went on a walk for tonight after work, and my best thing that I've thought about the way that I should go about things is that everything I talked about within a year or so was like boat, man. Get the boat, just evolve from there. And I've prepared myself for that, like mind, body, and stuff. Mind, body, spirit. Try to like recreate what it's supposed to be. I've talked to a couple people. I've related to a couple of people who's already done it. And right now, my job life is relatively easy. Like, I got reinvited to a job back that's paying me pretty well. And like, all we need you out of this for now is just do this, and you'll be earning $6 above, minimum wage from California. And in my position right now, that's great. I've been watching these what do you call them, like rebuilds, or build like tiny homes and stuff like that. I've been watching those. I haven't been watching like videos to like rebuild houseboats yet, so I really don't know where it's gonna go. But I also know that I'm gonna live as like a minimalist, and And that's where I'm going. You know, I've talked about this for like a year or so now, right? And and been wanting it for a while. My issue is that I haven't necessarily had the gall to do it. Um, I've seen plenty of things. Uh, you know, uh, my friendship, as expected, with my best friend, it's changed dramatically because my life has, and so has his. So it's kind of relatively us like getting to know each other like all over again, and I think that's what life has been about. You know, I've known a different cloths of armor, as I like to refer to, as like people have these mentalities of like, okay, well, we believe in this, but you know, for me, it's like I believe in the way I live. But are you cool enough and good enough to defend others and be an all right person within doing so? Uh, so that's kind of where I'm at. You know, I have my minimalist ideas to it. Essentially, the plan is to go with that while I'm still young, and then eventually, once I save up enough money, it's like a half a decade plan to actually put down a decent payment towards something once I'm turned once I turn 40, and then kind of case in point. It's not like I want to tell him to like quiet down at night. Just want his door to be shut. So it's not like ringing in my ear or anything like that. Unfortunately, I had to interrupt him during when he's in the heat argument about a video game. And not my best friend, it's a younger one. He was like, "Oh, can I help you?" I'm like, "Well, I'm headed to bed about maybe like a half hour or so. All I need is the door shut." Is oh, okay, fair, thank you. So, um, so that's where I'm headed at. And I kind of want that, I kind of want the ability to have that area, you know, to have that the ability to create that, because my life as of like the recent year has been surrounded by, you know first major job I had when I first moved back into town, I caught suspicions of. And about 2 months after I left, they shut their doors. So it's like, I know what I'm talking about. It's in between, like, finding a job that I know what they're doing, you know, um, and try to create that stable income to know where I'm not going to lose a job. I just want to stay parked for at least the next 5 years, and cooking is my thing. So the point across is like, drop a decent amount of money onto the houseboat and have enough room to where if people want to stay over and sleep on a couch, have some decent, heating, air conditioning, whatever, do whatever they need to use the restroom, have that. It'll be a little bit scrappy, a little bit greasy. Not necessarily greasy, but compared to like an average California home, it's a little bit greasy. But I know a ton of people who would just, if I invited them to something like that, I'm like, hey, this is what I did. They'd be like, damn, that's impressive, you know, and kind of like influence them. And they're talking to a guy uh, that has lived homeless before, you know, a couple of times. Nothing into a long streak, but like in a few days, it's different. It's hard. It's very hard. It's nothing to break tears about or anything like that. If you know what you're getting yourself into, then it's there. If you do it for a longevity of time, then it gets a little bit more depressing. But um, if we're really not, if you really don't want to be homeless, you don't have to be. In my opinion, it's a lot of like grievances. It's a lot of drug overdose, drug use out there, um, and you gotta want to get out of it. You gotta want to escape from that shit. Like the hard stuff, and gotta really, really want it. Because if you really want it, the work's there. It's gonna be twice as tough. I know what it's like to watch people, recover from addiction and train them myself on how to cook. It's hard. It's very hard for them because they're not just fighting a battle at work. They're fighting a battle at home. They're fighting a battle with themselves because they're getting used to addiction and getting over it. So it's really hard on them. So you got to be patient. You got to love them. You know what I mean? You got to love them a little bit more than the drugs they used to take, especially when it comes to food. You can't just sit there and be hard on somebody. Just be like, cap in hand. Where's the work? Where's the work? No, you got to nurse them. Some of these people in California, you got to fucking father them. And it gets tough. My dad actually is kind of one of them. He'll admit, well, I did this myself, blah blah blah. But it's like, for me, it's just like, I hate a lot of things that you did, but it doesn't mean you got to deal with that kind of shit all the time. You know, like I told him, like, I have some money, like we could chill in a hotel room every now and then, and just relax. So long as where I'm staying, I put money away, and they see it, and they know about it. Totally cool. I could do that. you know, and then say that I'm paying for a certain amount for another place, and say that I can't have, company at this other place, and I can still do that. It's not much, but it's there. Same token is that if I saved up for the boat, then that could be a thing in the long run towards more consistent. Or, it could also be for somebody that's just not having the right time of day, not having a great day on the work life. They just need to relax. They need to have a drink. They need to play a game of, like play a game of Magic the Gathering, or they just need to watch TV with somebody. I kind of want to be that guy for my mid 30s. Just I'll be first and foremost like me dating. No, it's not gonna happen. it's I'm not I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for that. Like I've seen too many people in general, albeit mostly dudes, have gone down to the false dating and women kind of like cheating them down and stuff like that. But women go through it too. So I mean, I know both ends essentially. Uh, so it's kind of me like trying to put my footprint and saying like, hey, this is what I want within my life. I want to help others. You know, I'm not one for kids of my own. If my sister wanted to have her kids over wherever I lived, sure, of course. Just put the booze aside, bring out a game board, bring out a fucking gaming set, bring out my computer for God's sakes, and show them like, okay, so this is all your uncle games. This is what he does, and stuff like that. That's really what I want to do with my spare time. If I get to the point where I can't handle it anymore, then of course I'd probably do gaming on my own. Do some guitaring. Dr. Smith, cheers to you. This one's for you. We'll go from here to here. Maybe play some Jump King. I don't know. But it's truly what I want. And and I have the platform to do it. All I gotta do is just put my foot down towards myself, you know, set myself some boundaries, be open about it. Um, and just tell my family, just like, hey, you know what? I'm working my ass off, but this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to spend my free time as of right now, and this is what releases my stress. You know, because like I know I'm alcoholic. I know that. Like I've been in classes, stuff like that, right? So the only difference is I learned how to control it. Um, I also saw the thing is like if I'm told to keep it to a halt, then you get antsy after like a month and a half to 2 months. One thing I did watch too is like Alex Spearmaster, hey Robert, my friend, and haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. I am. I am. Alex Spearmaster, I've done a lot. It's been a very long time since we talked. Um, I'm glad you're up this late saying hello. Of course, yeah, I'm doing well. Got the beard going. I actually got it trimmed compared to how I used to do, and doing that. Uh, I'm very well kept together, so um, a lot more than what I used to be. Dr. Smith X is strong and full. Fair enough. But when I invite people over, it's gonna be a select few. It's gonna be the people that help me out. It's gonna be the people who are blood related to me, and that's pretty much about it, really. Rob Blumberg, Legendary Alex. Hey Rob, how's it going? Next time we're live, I'll join in. I've done it in a while. Yeah, I mean, sure, of course. Burger Bob, welcome, of course. Long time no see. Cheers to you. Um, yeah, man, you're always welcome. I'm just working on a couple things. Rob, I was just talking about. Actually, Burger Bob was one of the main influencers about. Yeah, before I think that's the fuck up. Um, Actually, no, my record. Well, for YouTube maybe, but my record for Twitch is around like 970. So I've gotten a little bit used to it. Hey, Burger Bob, just saw you a few minutes ago, my friend. So yeah, so Burger Bob was one of the main influencers about me actually getting a houseboat. When I was talking about it back then, it wasn't a serious thing, and then it kind of became it a little bit within like 2 years ago, like after I don't know, like kind of matching up with Burger Bob and the timeline that I was friends with him. Um, you know, common friends can like go on panels and him having me to do chugs with him, and I had made him do chugs with me and stuff like that back in those days. Uh, but yeah, he was like he told me specifically the best time when you get a boat or any like boat is the best time of your life is when you buy it. And the second best time of your life is when you sell it. So, um, so my ideology is because you know how California is. It's it's rough within the household districts of getting a house or getting wherever, except for boats. If you have your own boat, it only costs around like $800 to $900 to get sewage, electricity, water, get a lot of like the essential stuff, including dock rent and a dock. And the dock that's closest to my job is around like a mile and a half. So I'm thinking about it. I'm seriously thinking about it. But my also thought is to get something as a bit of a shell and then just rebuilding something off of that. But in turn, what happens is that you have to go through the DMV, you have to get a license plate working and see like if it's actually there, and I think you have to actually have like a driver's license too for some reason, to not a boating license, a driver's license to have a boat or some weird shit like that, which I don't drive, but if I was going to drive, I would definitely drive a boat over a car. Just less traffic. So, uh, definitely less traffic than Highway 4. But I really do think that's what I want. If I had to put it into numbers too, it's like I earn like so much a month, right? And a lot of people who sell boats And you can see on the pictures that they show, because at least they show in the pictures, the outer up shell is not being held down very well, and they can see some for like going for 10 grand for that. It's not being very, there's no glue, there's no caulk work, and God knows what electricity is going through there, what kind of wiring is going through there. So it's really tough. But I do know a couple of people. I know a bartender who knows his younger brother actually bought his houseboat for about 5 grand, and all he runs is through electricity. He runs his refrigerator and his gaming system, and then everything is either propane or gas. Propane tanks are around like $25 a month, and that's just the gas for the stove. And then obviously wires just for rinsing dishes or taking a shower, stuff like that. And then sewage is obviously excess water, excess bathroom waste. You just have to be really smart. Actually, not really smart. You just have to be smart enough to understand like what kind of household you're running. So there's no garbage disposal or anything like that. You run it like you run like a like a fifth wheel or something like that, as far as like garbage works. So anything that's excess actually gets tossed within the bag. You tie up the bag, and then wherever you're at, you toss away into the garbage bin. No garbage disposal crap. Nope, don't work like that. So it won't be like that. But there's some nice ass boats out there for around like 30 grand. Like the Outscapes looks fine. You just have to make sure everything's tight. You probably, I would say, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, you probably have to hire like an advisor to say like, hey, this is gonna last for this long, this long, this long, depending on the weather, depending on where you park it, depending on like the roof of the park or whatever, the roof of the dock or the roof of the slip, kind of thing. Um, hire that guy, but don't necessarily hire anybody else. Just get an appraiser, get them to come out to see like if you're really interested. Pay someone like $100, and then they'll come out to you. Just got to do your research to see if he actually has the credentials to actually do something like that. So, and then just tell your strap. So this is what's going to happen. This is how you're going to live. But then once you do that, then you save up, and then you take care of that boat over and over, and then eventually you'll be able to sell it if you keep it intact. But you're also able to save up money, because if you're only paying like $900 a month for the essentials, add on an extra $200 for cell phone, internet, and then add like $400 for food, you're spending $100 in total. And then for me, I earn twice that much a month. Eventually, I would get there, but I just gotta fucking pull it down and gull it down, and man the fuck up and just do it. You know what I mean? That's you, Burger Bob. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. But it's been selling like hotcakes anyway. Um, Alex the Webmaster, I know it's been a very long time. Dr. Smith, fuck off. But I'm around that clock, man. Like, it's been like 30 minutes already. So, uh, but yeah, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna head off now. I have to get to bed. I have to wake up for working again, and then see where everything goes, and then tough it out from there. So, thank you for listening. Thank you guys for stopping by. It's really nice to hear from you guys again, all of you, including the doctor. I'll also say Alex and Rob because I haven't heard from them for a very long time. Doctor, I've heard from you off and on for quite some time. So, but those two especially who really stop by, that's really cool. So I appreciate that. I really do. But cool stuff to come. Thank you.